What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we got a bunch, I mean a bunch, 37 vintage lures to show you here on the video. Now, I'm brand new to lures. This is from my neighbor Larry, who I mentioned I do sell stuff on eBay. And he's like, I got a bunch of stuff I want to sell. And I checked out his garage sale too. He didn't really have these out, but he was about to put them out. And I was like, what are you trying to ask for these? Like, I don't know, $5 a piece, whatever I can get. And I was like, hold on, man, time out. Because some of these, like this one here, I'm like, that looks really nice. And it looks extremely old. So I did a couple Google Lens of some of these lures. And I'm like, all right, stop. Just let's pick out four nicer ones that you think are worth some money. And I started pulling these up, and I was like seeing comps for like $150 and stuff like that. So anyways, long story short, he's like, all right, we started with a four. I sold one lure for him for $150. I already got positive feedback on it, but I'm going to show you some of these bangers. And again, you probably, if you're watching this, because I'm going to put, vintage fishing lures, probably going to put CCBO, Fluger, and Marathon, and obviously Heddon. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But these are all the top ones. And Larry's a super cool guy. He made lots and lots of money back in the day, and he did nothing but fishing for primarily muskie up here. Well, we're in Illinois, so he went up to like Wisconsin. He also went to Canada. But some of these, seriously, when I looked at them, I was like, this is like stuff that you would see in a museum. He's like, really? You think it's that nice? I'm like, yeah, it's really, really nice. So what I'm getting at with this is, if you want to learn a little bit about lures, and if you want to teach me too through the comment section, that would be fantastic. But guys, just check out like something like this, right? So I guess when a vintage lure still has a tag on it, and it has like the owner's manual. I mean, check this out. This is crazy. And the graphics on these boxes are really cool too. Very, very cool. So this one, I think I listed for like $150, and I put them on sale because he just wants to sell them, and we're sharing it. And then he also gave me some of the like skin mounted actual like muskies that he's caught, and one was like this a walleye. I mean, it's beautiful fish. I'm like, man, this is like stuff that I saw as a kid, like in a museum. But like this brochure is even cool. Like it actually shows, sorry, those are upside down, but it actually shows like the models that were available and all that good stuff. So he said a lot of these that he purchased, there was a guy that had a very nice bait shop, and that guy would basically acquire all his bait and lures from when people in the area basically passed away. So he'd go to, he knew the fisherman that passed away, and he would meet with the wife that was still alive, or the children, because it's all up in Wisconsin. So there's all these like, I mean, look at the detail in here. But it's all like these, these guys that obviously had money to do nothing but fish. And then they probably decided to, live full time in their second home up in Wisconsin on a lake, and just a lot of this beautiful stuff. Larry picked up back, I think he said like in the late 80s to mid 90s is when he bought a lot of this stuff. So this stuff was already old when he bought it, and the fact that some of these are brand new, that's, I guess, what makes them really, really rare, just to be able to find this kind of stuff. So I told him, I said, people that buy this kind of thing, either they are really into fishing, they're probably not going to use, something that's brand new like that. It's more of a collector's item, which I don't understand. But I do understand, because I do coins and stuff for those of you that do follow the channel based on the coins and stuff that I show. But just stuff like this is amazing. I mean, this is a Fluger globe bait. Might be from the 60s. It's got some marks here just from the hooks, but you could just tell. So like on a fluger, you can tell it's a fluger by the insignia here, or the manufacturer stamp. So Globe Fluger. But I mean, this stuff doesn't exist. I mean, if it does, it's already like in some guy's collection, so it's worth a lot. So I think this one's well over 120 bucks that I've got listed, and I'll have all this stuff in my in the description of the video. So if you want to buy anything that you see in here, feel free to check out my store. But I just thought the boxes were cool because I'm like, man, old boxes like actually are worth something. But like, check this out. So this is for muskie. This is a marathon. This is the slim. So I guess you put this in the water, and that's real squirrel tail. So someone put this lure together by hand in America, in Wisconsin here, and this, you know, it's got the model number. It's never been taken out of the package except to take photos. It's a 16041 natural. So like when I'm listing this stuff on eBay, I'm like the only one, you know. So I'm waiting for obviously that special buyer, and already one has come along and bought something and basically said, he also left me positive feedback. And then when I'm shipping this stuff too, like I'm foam wrapping it, you know, I'm making sure the box is even in good condition. I mean, check this one out. It's huge. I mean, this is like, I guess it's when you put this in the water, it's like simulating an injured fish. And a bait this large, I mean, you're trying to catch like the fish of your dreams, you know, like something 51 inches. I think that's the biggest Larry caught, a 51-inch muskie. That's a huge, it's like a monster that you're pulling out of fresh water. So these are all going to be like freshwater baits, or baits, but lures. But here's another marathon rock and roll. So it's for pike, which is part of the muskie family, I believe. And again, if I have some of my terminology wrong, I apologize. I haven't been fishing since I was a kid with my grandpa, and he definitely didn't have the stuff this nice. So this Heddon brand is really good. This is obviously, I think it's Heddon. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But I mean, just the boxes, like you don't see stuff like this. Like they don't do boxes or advertisement like this anymore. So I just thought it was cool, you know, made in USA. This one's used, but it's old, man. Like this is from, so when you look up Heddon, again, this one has bite marks on it because he obviously used it to fish with, but he was using this stuff back in the 80s. And like this type of screw here, down here, this is from either 1914 to the 1930s when they used to use these type of lures. So I'm like, man, that's cool. Like this lure is as old as like some of the coins that I collect. It's got like real glass eyes. And there it is. So I guess the rare the lure is, there's like people that completely like just collect this stuff, you know, in catalogs, and they're just looking to complete their collection. And this stuff like holds its value because fishing is always going to be super popular. I mean, it's just a part of human nature, right? And obviously it's a very big sport. So yeah, check this one out. I mean, that is cool. Look at that. So they stamped it. They probably like had like a thing where they spray painted that on. So they probably had like headland, weedless willow, like little, like a thing. Then they would spray paint the actual on there. And then I believe that's real squirrel tail hair. But again, this thing's ancient, man. Could definitely be close to 100 years old. And just to see or hold something like this, like I felt like when I was listening to this stuff, I felt like I was like a museum curator, you know. And again, it's like, it's not crazy money. It's like worth thousands, but still, I had no clue. Look at it, it still has the old model numbers of other ones: River Runt, Spook, Crazy Crawler. I mean, just the print alone even looks like it's really old. So stuff like this, I just thought was cool. That I never knew in my wildest dreams had this much value. I figure it's like, you know, okay, it's cool, but You know, is it $20 cool or is it like hundreds of dollars cool? So here's another one here. Here's that actual river runt, which you just saw in the advertisement, another one. So again, look at this old box. And that the box alone is cool. There's the model number on it. Oh, this is the vampire one, right? I think. Look at this little guy. And it's like, it's plastic. So I don't know how old that is. Maybe that's from the 70s. But it's never been used. And it's just so cool. Just amazing to see something like that this old. That's like, you know, not sitting in someone's tackle box all beat up and chewed on. And he's got plenty of those too. So anyways, this one's really neat. So this has a tag on it. It says it's from the 1940s. So I want to show you guys this one. So he paid, looks like he paid $20. I think when he bought a lot of this stuff, the guy's like, whatever you want in the store, I'll just give you half off, because the guy was literally like getting rid of all of his stuff. But a lot of the guy's stuff, you know, he had modern stuff in there, which was modern at the time, like 80s and 90s. But he had a lot of this like collectible stuff. So look at that. Heddon, circa 1940s, wood, glass eyes, green scale, excellent basser lure. So I listed this one. And again, it's like real glass eyes. Somebody hand painted. I don't know if they looks like they probably spray painted some kind of thing in there. It says Heddon Basser on the bottom. And again, look at those old school screws in the bottom. So somebody put this together, and it was probably expensive for back then, you know. So this is like stuff you would buy if you're looking to catch the big one, you know, like basically break a state record. This one here is like $50. I believe this is an old, really like an antique. So this looks like a minnow, like a rainbow trout that a pike or a muskie would basically be interested in, because they want to eat all the smaller fish. But just look how this thing's put together. And again, this one's not in the greatest of shape, but oh, I'm sorry, this is the Chub bait. So this is a Chub Creek Bait Company out of Garrett, Indiana. I mean, this thing's definitely been used. It's definitely been in the water. It's definitely been used to catch some fish. It's been in the tackle box. But just look at the old details. And these hooks are like heavy too. So this thing's not only designed to basically like a piece of art, but it's also designed to do the job. Which once it's got that, you know, that muskie or whatever, if this is inside the muskie's mouth, these hooks are not going to break off. So very, very cool stuff that's in here. And then we've got this guy here. This one I think I listed. Oh, wait, here's something I wanted to give you an example of. So these two look very similar, but the Heddon brand one is the sought after one. So look at this thing. I mean, that's from either I think 1914 to 1930s. Like, look at how they used to do their Heddon zigzag. Like, look at the detail on the bottom of that. It's crazy, right? Real glass eyes. I mean, the fact that this thing, and look at that, it's on there good. So I guess it's in the water. It's simulating an injured fish to get that muskie, or maybe a bass in this case, to bite on it. So you've got this one here that I listed for $50, but then I got like this really old looking one here that is like $10 because it's not marked, although it is very old, but it's just not the same build quality. And you can tell too because it's kind of like falling apart. So this is like an unbranded one from back in the day. And I don't know if like guys made these too, you know, back in the day. Like, they're probably like, heck, I ain't spending $5 for a lure. I'll make it myself for 50 cents. You know, and they painted it and all that. So this might be a handmade lure because it's not marked. The hooks look a little different. I don't know. Have you guys ever made your own lures. I guess if you're into wood crafting, you could probably be pretty good at it. This guy right here is awesome. This is from Made in Finland. This is the only one he had made in Finland, but he's got a bunch more at his house. So this is, I don't know how to say the first part of it, but it's a Rapala. It's original Finnish minnow. I don't believe this has ever been in the water. It's missing the top part of the box, but it's all in Finnish. And there it is. I mean, I remember seeing this stuff as a kid, and I was always told, like, don't touch it. It wasn't really because they didn't want me to touch it. They didn't want me to get, my hand stuck on the hooks. So I always just remember, like, don't touch those. Because when you're little, you have the adult put the lure on there. And usually with me, it was just a hook and a worm, and maybe something like this, to catch bass, or I don't know what this is used to catch. And this might be designed for saltwater, since it might be to catch some size saltwater fish. And then he had like these old actual metal tins, and he had kind of like his junk in it. So this is something that he used on the daily. But this brand here, I always want to say Ross, but it's not Ross. It's Foss. Foss, F-U-S-S. So this is a dry strip pork rind for all fish game. So just this tin alone with the contents inside, I'm asking like $30. And I don't know if this is probably not the original stuff that came with it, but just these tins alone, collectors are into. So if you guys are not into fishing lures whatsoever, and you're just like tuning in, like, this is stuff to look for at like estate sales or garage sales, because chances are the ladies that are running the garage sale, they don't know what this stuff's worth. They'll just like let it go for $1 or $2. And might as well be you that grabs it versus someone that has like an antique booth or something. So like, check this out. Like just holding this feels like I'm holding something that should be in a museum. So Foss, pork rind minnow. This actually did have a model on it. It's number 8, red and white. There is a red and white spinner or a spoon in here. So maybe this is the original red and white spoon that came with it. And there's like some other pieces in here, and like you could tell like someone put some old carpet in there just to kind of keep them from, when they get wet. I guess that little carpet down there held it. But like, this is cool, man. Like, this is old. This is like from the 40s, maybe even older. They don't make stuff like this anymore, and they haven't for many, many, many years. So I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I already showed you that one. And then, so I thought like this reel here would be like real expensive, because like it's a Shakespeare. So check this out. It's a 1922 Wonder Reel Deluxe by Shakespeare, and it's actually made of nickel silver, model GE. And like it even has like a marble inlay here. Like, that's cool, right? And it's heavy. And made in USA. So I thought something like this would be like hundreds of dollars. It's literally like $15 on eBay. And I was amazed that like this still is in good shape. I'm assuming it still works, because he has a line on it. And he has many, many more stuff like that in there. I'm not going to be selling any fishing poles for him, because no thank you. You can just sell that to someone locally, because it's going to be a nightmare to ship. I did sell fishing gear a long time ago when my grandfather gave me some, but that was like 18 years ago. And then we just got like, this is a marathon piece. What is this called? A spinner, a bucktail spinner. So again, they use real squirrel tail. They dyed some of it red. And again, it's just to attract the fish underwater, or in this case, a muskie. And then we've got a lot of these pawpaw baits. These are really nice condition, but these are like $20 lures. But when you have like the Heddon or the Fluger and it's old, or the Chub Creek Chub Bait Company, and you've got the box and it's on a tag. I mean, it's crazy what this stuff will sell for. So I'll show you a few more, but let me know in the comments. Like I said, this is the red eye. It's the evil red eye. I'm the only one that's listed an entire like gold brass looking one. This is the marking on the back to look for. I don't think this is that old. Maybe it is, because I don't know, it looks like 80s to me. But nobody like really sells or is selling. Like this one, I think I listed for like 20 bucks. And I had another seller on eBay tell me like, oh man, you're asking like way too much. I'm like, whatever, dude. Don't you got anything better to do but like look at my store when I'm listing? Like, I don't know. Something like this, probably like 15 bucks. I forgot what brand this is, but this is not a very sought after brand. So even though it's very old, it's not like what people actually collect. Like this little guy here is probably like 10 bucks. So he has a lot of cool stuff. But these are all these that I'm pulling out here are like 20 bucks and less. Here's a Creek Chub darter. But they're all wood. Some of them are plastic. This one I could not find, and it's just a 6FF on it. So, but I'm the only one on eBay that listed this. I'm assuming this like simulates a frog. It's got a real glass eye. Just a real cool looking lure. And then we had a bunch of these. I think these are pawpaws. Some of them aren't marked though. So hopefully I did a good job listing them. And to take photos of this stuff and like sell it yourself on eBay is not a big deal at all. And then I got these like little bags here from the dollar store. See a little snack bag, Sure Fresh. You get like 40 little bags. So it's perfect to hide or to protect these lures from being into. I have no idea what this brand is. So I think I listed this one for like 20 bucks. It's in great shape. And this one here was kind of cool. It's probably a $20 lure. Oh no, this one wasn't that much. This was a Lazy Ike 4. I forgot what brand that was. Oh, it was like, started with a Y. It might be a Japanese brand. Yeah, Katsuki. So that's a Katsuki lure. Sorry I'm not taking these out. I just don't feel like getting stuck while I'm showing you. This, I forgot what it was, but I was able to Google image this. But it's a company out of Florida. So I'm assuming that's to catch saltwater. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a company out of Florida. And then look at this one. It's got like metal eyes. So I think that's an old pawpaw with metal eyes instead of glass. This little guy here is like a $4 one. That was the only junky one in there. But it's clearly marked Frantic Antic Atlanta Lures out of Providence, Rhode Island. So this little guy's $4. And the last one here, I think this was another pawpaw out of Indiana, but it was not marked. But there were similar ones listed. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you are into, and do I do a good job listing? I hope I did. But I already sold 3 of them. One sold for 50. The one that just sold for 50 was basically this guy here. It was one of these, but it had green and gold scales, and it was not in brand new condition. So this one I'm asking more for. Like this one, I think I'm asking like 130 for, just because it's brand new and it's old. But the other one I listed, I believe, also was brand new, because none of the hooks showed any wear. It just looked like it was in his tackle box, and that's the one I sold within like 30 minutes of listing on eBay for 50 bucks. I just took an offer for it. So if you guys want to buy any of this stuff, I would appreciate it. Larry would appreciate it. And I will show you in my next video on what has sold. Now, when I'm doing my what has sold videos, it's not just going to be fish lures, but it is important when you are shopping for these. If you're a buyer, like, I guess conditions everything, just like, you know, coins. But it's like a difference of, is someone buying this to collect it, or is someone buying this to actually use. And it could be both. Some people are like, that are into this, obviously have a lot of money and they don't care, because Larry was telling me when, he used to go, he saw like the biggest muskie he's ever seen in his life. I forgot what lake he was fishing at, but it's 6 hours, 360 miles, so 6 hours from his house. He did have his own lake house, but he lived here in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. So he would drive 6 hours, go up there Friday after work, fish all day Saturday, and then fish until like 3 o'clock Sunday, and then drive 6 hours home. But he said he saw something so large that he's never seen something that big in his life. And he caught a big 51-inch muskie, which is also like a fish of a lifetime. But he wanted to catch this fish, this muskie, that he believed was like, close to 60 inches. He's like, it looked like a shark in the water. So the first time he went up there to fish this muskie, it flashed his bait, and then turned around his bait and then swam away. Okay. And that was the first 20 minutes in the water. And that was the biggest fish in his life that he's ever seen. And he went up for 14 weekends in a row. And he's like, I was the first one on the lake. Sometimes I was the only one on the lake, and nobody local caught it because it would have definitely made the papers. But he's like, that is a state record. So he was trying to break Wisconsin state record and trying to catch that just monstrous, legendary fish. And that's a lot of dedication. I tell you, I said 14 weekends in a row, and you're married and you got kids. Like, your wife must have hated your ass. But I get it. Like, if you're going to catch something like that, you'll make the papers, and that'll never be broken ever again. Because like that, those size of fish. Like, first of all, it's hard to even spot one. Secondly, even to get actually catch it. You catch it, and then he would have I think Lax was the name of the taxidermist, and he spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I think he has well over 20 muskies and other fish that he's mounted, and they're all nice fish. They're not oh, I caught a 20-inch, I'm gonna have it mounted. No, they're all big monstrous fish. Some tiger pikes and stuff too, stuff that's really rare that he's got mounted. So I do have those listed in my eBay store as well if you want to do any local pickups, but I'm going to call him Larry the Legendary Fisherman. That's going to be my nickname. Even though he's my neighbor, he's cool. And again, I just got to list all this stuff because I told him, yeah, I sell stuff on eBay. I was showing him my account. I'm like, I sell coins. I sell everything. Usually average around $100 a day. He's like, man, that's pretty serious. I'm like, no, not really. I just do it for fun. It's not my real job by any means. But I wanted to share this, I think, museum type quality stuff with you guys. And if you're new to the channel, I appreciate if you like, share, and subscribe. And he's going to give me more, so I'm probably going to do another video after all this stuff sells. But I was just really, really pleasantly surprised on how quickly some of these items sell on eBay, which is it's crazy. And I know there's dedicated sites to selling lures, but you kind of have to look around for them, whereas eBay is so easy. It's just hey, I'm looking for this particular lure to complete my collection. So you have the museum quality stuff, or maybe someone's recreating a general store, something you see on American Pickers, and this is something that guy's going to want on that shelf, because everything in that shelf has to be for that period, and that's something that someone with a general store or a fishing store would have on the shelf back in the 60s or 40s or 50s or whatever, right? So someone that spends over $100 on something like that, I don't think they're going to use it. Maybe they are. More power to them. It's not going to be worth it after they use it, but I think something like this is people actually do collect this stuff, which to me is crazy, but I get it too. If you're the kind of guy that's going to go up there 14 weekends in a row, and you're still doing it, and you did it with you went up there with your dad or your grandfather, I totally understand. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Again, it's a little different video for me, different than the coins. But please check out one of my other videos if you do want to learn how to list stuff on eBay. I'll post that at the end of the video here. So you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.